So מ"ג עמוד א', it's really מ"ב עמוד ב' from the Mishnah. אין נותנים כלי תחת הנר לקבל בו את השמן. It used to be that when you light the candles and next to the lamp, it made, oil was inside. At some time, oil was משפריץ, איך אומרים?
Burst.
Slipped out, splash on the floor, on the table. So you want to put a plate under it. So he said, אין נוטלים כלי תחת הנר לקבל בו את השמן. You don't put a kli next to the lamp to collect the oil. Lama. There are two reasons we're going to learn today. One reason is because אין כלי ניטל בשבת אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. This is a rule. A kli, that's a quote from Rashi, a kli cannot be carried on Shabbat only for something that can be carried. This meaning I cannot carry a kli for the sake of something that's not allowed to be carried. For example, if you have a cell phone and you need a kli for the cell phone on Shabbat, are you allowed to carry the cell phone?
No.
No. So you can have a plate for the cell phone. I'm giving you a crazy example, but let's carry it to our case. When you putting the oil in the lamp, in the candle, it cannot be used on Shabbat. You're not allowed to eat from it because it's designated for lighting. So any oil that dripped out, you're not allowed to eat from it on Shabbat. So when you take this plate and you put it next to the oil, מה קורה פה? You are bringing the plate for something that's not allowed to be carried.
But why can't you eat the oil? Why can't you eat the oil?
Because it was designated for lighting.
And but it's not so
But
what?
muktzeh. It's muktzeh for lighting, so you cannot use it for anything else.
Okay, got it.
So since it's designated for lighting, the oil that's dripping out cannot be eaten. When you put in the plate, you carry kli לצורך דבר שאינו ניטל, that cannot be carried. And we have a rule, אין כלי ניטל, אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. So a kli can be carried only for something that you are allowed to carry. Therefore, you don't put the plate next to the candle. That's reason number one.
But you can put it before Shabbat, right?
מה אתה אומר?
You can put the kli before Shabbat. If you put the plate before Shabbat, you have no problem, right?
Before שבת אין בעיה, בזכות הגבר אותו שבת.
אי אפשר להביא את הכלי גם לפני שהתמנה, אפילו שעורך?
אפילו שעורך, even if it's empty, you can put, because when you carry this plate for something that's not allowed to be carried, אסור. That's the opinion of Rabbah. Rabbi Yitzchok bring a different reason. It's called מבטל כלי מהיכנו. You are nullifying the kli from its designation. Meaning, when you have a plate, what is the designation of the plate? To be used on Shabbat for anything you need, for food. When you put the plate next to the candle, all of the oil that's dripping on the plate makes the plate asur to be used. Because on the plate you have now muktzeh, נכון?
Okay.
So when you have a muktzeh on the plate, you cannot carry the plate on Shabbat. So when you put the plate next to the oil, you're converting the plate from something that's allowed to be used on Shabbat to something that's not allowed to be used on Shabbat.
What's the difference between two opinions? What's the difference between
No,
two
so
opinions?
let's finish that. Let's understand the second one, and then we'll expand a bit. So again, second one is clear. So the second one holds that you cannot change the designation of a kli on Shabbat. So first one hold you cannot carry it bichlal for something not allowed to be carried. Second one hold, since you change the designation, you're not allowed to. For that would be an example. Can you take a silver plate and put garbage inside?
You could.
You're changing its designation.
Wait, what's the first opinion?
כלי ניטל אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. You don't carry kli only for something you're allowed to carry. Since you're not allowed to carry the oil, you don't carry the kli for it. Second,
You're not allowed to
carry the oil.
oil?
Yeah. Dripping out of the candle because it's designated for lighting.
Sometimes it's
Then you're not allowed to carry a plate for it. Because since that oil itself is not allowed to be carried, you cannot carry the plate. That's opinion number one. Opinion number two, which is Rabbi Yitzchak, he held, no, it's okay to carry, I can use a plate for something not allowed to be carried, it's fine. But I cannot change the designation. I give a classic example. Something not allowed to be carried, you have a cell phone on the rain. Can you take a plate and cover it? So according to the first opinion,
No, the first opinion, no.
no, because אין כלי ניטל, אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. You don't carry only for something you're allowed to carry. You're not allowed to carry the cell phone, so you're not allowed to cover the plate.
He's not gonna carry it, Shema.
מה אתה אומר?
הוא הולך לסחוב את זה, he's just gonna cover it.
Yeah, but
No, you can't carry a plate.
You can't carry a plate
You
only for
carry the
something
phone.
that's allowed to be carried. You're not allowed to carry the cell phone. How can you carry the plate for the cell phone? According to the second... אי אפשר, אין כלי ניטל אלא לצורך דבר הניטל.
I'm not gonna use the cell phone.
No, but you're carrying the kli for something that's not allowed to be carried.
So the second opinion,
בסדר?
I'm not gonna carry it.
Shabbat, the lead bag.
No, you use it. The reason you're carrying it is because
So that's something
you're
that
using
goes
it like
together as a batel.
but the
Well,
second
but
opinion,
he's carrying the
with
fish.
your example,
Now, according to the second opinion,
you could, but you just can't use the place after.
no, you have no problem because you're not
No,
changing the kli, the designation of the kli. According to the second opinion, if you put the plate on top of the cell phone and it's raining, you're not changing anything
But
on
you
the
can't use
plate.
the plate after.
You can because you're not changing. What's the problem with the second
So
opinion?
what's the difference between that and the oil then?
Wait, what's the difference
So
between
what's
that
the
and
difference between?
the second opinion?
Second opinion is you're not allowed to carry.
הבנתי, no, but
מבטל כלי מאחנו. You're changing the designation. Are you changing the designation of the plate?
You're making it a cover now.
Yeah, but it's okay. But you can use it
it's
after.
still a plate.
So then how come in the
Still a
oil
plate.
example we can't
Oil
use
you
it?
cannot use it because the oil is muktzeh. As soon as you put the kli.
But the phone is muksa also.
Yeah, but the difference is here you put good the plate next to the oil dripping onto the plate.
Okay.
Then you have on the plate oil asur.
So you would take
You
the
cannot- you
plate
cannot
off the
carry
phone,
it.
it's a regular plate again.
Exactly.
Okay,
so
I
therefore
got
it
it.
should be fine.
Okay.
So the oil is considered a kli?
Oil is good as an
Muktzeh.
asur, as a muktzeh item. So when the oil falls on the plate,
The plate is also.
you might you cannot move the plate because the plate has muktzeh on it.
Got
that's
it.
according to the second opinion?
Yes.
Because now you
You're
change
not
the
moving
designation.
it's not like moving, you're not touching the oil.
But you are moving it
But
too.
you're moving the plate.
You're moving
which
the
the oil
plate.
is
איך
on.
אוכלים פצוחים בשבת?
Excellent question.
אוכל פצוחים בשבת.
How do you eat פיצוחים on Shabbat? You're putting it on a plate,
Now
נכון?
muksa, הקליפה.
אשכנזים נוהגים לא לשים. ספרדים כן.
אבל מה מוקסה בזה הקליפה?
Oh, that's why
Yeah,
if
if
the
it's
phone
garbage.
rings, we can put blankets on it?
Yeah.
Because
That's
of
why
this
it's
halacha?
No, not because it's not. So I'm showing you differences
Concepts,
on the
right.
Gemara. We're not
No,
finalizing
I
a
don't know,
lot.
I'm asking.
Yeah, but the same thing should be mutar. Okay, so let's do the Mishnah again. אין נוטלים כלי תחת הנר לקבל בו את השמן. You don't put the kli under the lamp to receive the oil, the dripping oil, because you are either you're not allowed to carry for something that is asur, or you're changing its designation. ואם, this is what Chaim Yitzchok says, ואם נתנוע מבעודיו, מותר. But if they put it before Shabbat, it's mutar. It's not a problem to leave it there. Second, ואין נאותין ממנו, you're not allowed to enjoy the oil, the dripping of the candle, לפי שאינו מן המוכן, since it's not designated for food. What is the oil designated for? Lighting. So you're not allowed to eat the oil. Omar Rav Nachman, Omar Rav Chisda, says Rav Chisda, based on the understanding of our Mishnah, that you're not allowed to carry כלי אלא לצורך דבר הניתן, only something allowed to be carried, אף על פי שאמרו אין נותנים כלי תחת תרנגולת לקבל בצתה, even though it's prohibited to put a kli under the chicken. So let's say if you have a hen that's about to lay an egg, and it's on the מדרון, איך אומרים, on a tilted road. So if he's going to lay the egg,
It's gonna damage the egg.
he's going to do emergency landing and it's going to break, it's going to crack. So can you put an egg, so you see the chicken about to lay an egg, can you put an egg under it?
Done like a kli.
A kli, I'm sorry, under the chicken to catch the egg?
Egg is muksa? Egg is muksa?
Besides muktzeh b'Shabbat, yes, you're not allowed, there's something new that came.
Okay.
Something new that come, so are you allowed to put an egg?
Yes.
Says Rav Chisda, לא. למה? Just like our principle, you don't carry a kli for the dripping oil because the oil is muktzeh. So same thing, you don't allow
But
to
there is no
carry.
muksa yet.
No, but same thing, this betza is muktzeh, the egg is
There is no
nolad.
bitza
It
yet.
applies
Oh,
for both
yeah, but, as soon,
opinions.
but this is for the part we're going to come out.
It doesn't exist.
Both opinions apply here.
I'm not getting you, נדבר על זה עוד שנייה. כרגע, according, this is רב חיזה. הוא hold that the problem is, you're not, אין כלי ניטל, אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. You don't carry the kli only for something you're allowed to carry. So therefore, just like for the oil, you're not allowed to bring a kli because the oil is muktzeh. Same thing, the egg is muktzeh. You cannot bring a kli to receive the egg. So says Rav Chisda, אף על פי, again, אמר רב חיסדה, אף על פי שאמרו אין נותנים כלי, בנטלה to put a vessel, utensil, תחת תרנגולת, under the hand, לקבל ביצתה, to receive the egg, אבל כופה עליה כלי שלא תישבר, but you are allowed to cover it with a plate, with a ball, that you shouldn't break. למה? why it's מותר, נכון?
It already found the floor.
מה?
I'm gonna cover it after it fell already?
לא, this is a different story.
Wait.
So if it's not in a tilted place, if they lay the egg in the garbage, this is where the eggs used to go around, in the garbage on the floor, and now you see an egg on the floor, you don't want to leave it like that, you are allowed to bring a plate to cover it. למה? why it's מותר, but we just said אין כלי ניטל אלא לצורך דבר הניטל, you cannot carry it. You're not allowed to carry the egg. How come you allow? No, this is Rav Chisda. How come you allow? This is the same Rav Chisda. Even though it's asur to receive an egg, but it's mutar to cover. What's the difference? Amar Rav, my time with Rav Chisda. What's the reasoning of Rav Chisda? Kasavar, he holds תרנגולת עשויה להטיל ביצתה באשפה. It's common for an ant to lay ashpa, garbage in the Talmud. It's like dirty places, because we have our chicken in closed places. My father told me that in Morocco they were about to shech the chicken, and they, it was so strong because our chicken are very weak today, especially the modified.
Shots, yeah.
But it was so strong that as soon as they let it go, it flew to the roof and go get it now. Yeah. So their chicken was like Hayot HaKodesh, strong ones. So he said, so this, it was Moroccan chickens, yeah, so this chicken, when they lay the egg all over, so it's common for a chicken to lay an egg on the garbage. So therefore, since, they go around, they eat in the garbage, cheaper food, so it's common for it to be in the garbage. So since it's common, it's called והצלה מצויה התירו, save something common, חכמים permit, והצלה שאינה מצויה לא התירו. מחילה. אמר רבא, מה איתם מדרב חיסדא? What's the reason of רב חיסדא? כסבר יהול, תרנגולת, עשויה להטיל ביצתה באשפה. It's coming from an egg, for a chicken to lay an egg in the garbage. ואינה עשויה להטיל ביצתה במקום מדרון. It's not coming to lay an egg on a tilted place where you want to catch it yet.
On a slope, yeah.
והצלה מצויה התירו. To save something for a common thing, חכמים permit. והצלה שאינה מצויה לא התירו. And to save something something that is not common, חכמים didn't permit. So therefore, if the chicken about to lay an egg on a tilted place, it's not common. So using a plate for it, using for something not common, חכמים didn't permit. But having an egg laid in the garbage, which is common for a chicken, then חכמים permit to save it, to cover it with a kli. So even though we have a principle, אין כלי ניטל אלא לצורך דבר הניטל, you're not allowed to carry kli only for something that you're allowed to carry. So that rule applies only according to the way Rabbi explained, only on a cases, on a non-common cases. Something that you're not really... שאינה מצויה, דבר that not common, you're not allowed to use a plate for. But something that it's common that you usually need, you're allowed to. What's the logic behind that?
Yeah, why do I care?
Because something that, the whole idea of muktzah is something that is not on your mind. So something that is not common, it's not on your mind.
It's a contradiction in him and the mission.
But, לא כבר נראה, לא תשאל.
השם נשפט.
כן. Because it's something that is not common, the Mishnah by us, it's not a common. So Tosfot says over here, huh?
No common show.
No. So Tosfot says, Tosfot Badr, Nathan asking, he said, what about
oil?
It's
common.
It's common to put oil for the splash.
Yeah.
So says Tosfot, it's common. Usually everybody put it under the candle before Shabbat. It's not common to put it
It's not
on
common during
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Too late.
לתפוס שם,
Like
put it
good
over.
morning,
Yes.
So therefore, so that's why it's a common mutar, non-common asur. So put it under to catch an egg before it falls. The tilted is not common asur because it's not on your mind to have the place used for such a thing. But atzala mitzuya, an egg on the floor. When you have plates, it's in your mind that in case you have an egg on the floor on Shabbat, you're going to cover it with a kli. So therefore, for that, it's not muktzah, it's not out of your mind, and you are allowed to use the kli הצלה שמצויה התירו. This is the principle of Rabbah. The Gemara is going to ask now 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 brightot, which each one has few. So eitive Abaye. והצלה שאינה מצויה לא התירו, to save something that is not common, חכמים didn't permit, והתניא. נשברה לו חבית של תבל. תבל, it's fruits that מעשרות were not giving.
Oh no.
So a חבית תבל cannot be used on Shabbat.
Is that the one? It's not Demai, right? It's
Right,
Demai,
Demai,
Safek.
Yeah, so tevel, it's
for
fruit.
sure.
For sure, there's
For
no
sure,
doubt.
No maso. Are you allowed to eat tevel on Shabbat?
No.
No. It becomes muktzeh.
How is it?
כי אסור לגדל, אסור לאכול את זה, אין מה לעשות את זה. Anything that has no use on Shabbat becomes a muktzeh.
Using it to eat.
אין איזה use
But
לא...
you can eat it on
Yeah,
Shabbat,
because
because you give maaseh.
It's muktzah from the beginning. Yeah, you can't use it. You couldn't use it.
נשברה לו חבית של תבל, if a barrel of tevel, let's say it was wine, and it was a barrel of wine, the tevel was no maasot giving yet, בראש גגוע, at the beginning, at the top of his roof. So something on his roof, and now he has gutters, נכון? If it's broke on top of the roof and you have gutters, מה קורה? Everything drips through the gutters to the floor. מביא כלי ומניח תחתיה. He can bring כלי under it to catch the wine. Now, it's not common for a barrel to pop up,
Yeah.
נכון? So even though it's not common, you're allowed to carry,
It's not coming to be in
you're allowed to carry a plate. The
Contradiction.
Gemara answer, question, the Gemara answer, בגולף החדתי, we're talking about a new barrel. The shchiche, gulf it's chavit, barrel. So the Gemara answer, בגולף החדתי, it's a new barrel, the shchiche depaki, it's coming for it to open, to explode, to break. So it's הצלה מצויה, it's something common, and therefore it's mutar. Second question, ATV. נותנים כלי תחת הנר לקבל ניצוצות. You're allowed to put a כלי under the candle to receive the sparks.
On Shabbat?
Sparks on Shabbat, כן. How come you're allowed to? That's a question. It's הצלה. You said something that is not common, it's not allowed. So the Gemara answer, לא, ניצוצות נמי שכיחי. It's common that you have sparks and people right away put a plate under. So since it's something common to happen, you're allowed to bring a plate to protect it.
So you should be able to put a plate there for, let's say, the nitzotzot, and it's also doing for the shaman.
אין לך נמי.
It's dangerous, no?
3.
אז עוד פעם, זה...
זה דווקא
זה
לא.
המשנה שלנו.
לא, המשנה שלנו זה שמן, פה זה ניצוצות.
אנחנו אומרים...
No, so we answer. המשנה שלנו, it's not common because usually people putting before Shabbat. But ניצוצות, people don't put before Shabbat. If they don't have a lot of oil, they don't worry about the sparks. But then when they see it suddenly sparks, this is when they put a plate.
The one with the barrel
Next
exploding,
one.
if it's common, if you didn't put the thing before to catch it,
No, it's not as common. Common, not as common. Yeah, no, obviously it's a distinction.
הניצוצות זה בגלל שזה מסוכן?
No, because it's common.
כדי שלא ידלק משהו תחתיה.
No, that's the reason you're putting it. But that's why it says, but it's still,
To light on.
that's why you're putting it, but that's not why it's mutar.
Saying v'afal
It's
gam-
mutar because it's not common. Maybe we can answer that.
It's mutar because it's not coming.
It's because it's common, I'm sorry. ניצוצות, sparks are common. ATV, third question. כופין קערה על הנר, you're allowed to put a ball on top of a candle, שלא יאחז בקורה. In order for the fire not to catch
the ceiling,
the ceiling. As I state, you're allowed to carry a plate for something not common. The Gemara says, no, bevati gichini. We're talking about the house in Emerald Hills. The very low ceiling. The shchicha behud leka...
Gichini is low?
Huh?
Gichini is low.
כן. גחן ולחיש לה. So the shchicha badleka, it's common to catch on fire. So something common, it's mutar. Number 4. וכן קורה שנשברה.
Wait, it's not going to shut off the ner on Shabbat?
No, a bigger one, but you have a space. Number 4, וכן קורה שנשברה, if you have a beam on the house that broke. So Baruch Hashem, we don't know that. It
You have a
happened,
what?
a beam that broke.
Oh, okay.
So the roof can crash.
Right.
It's happened to me once.
What?
In the house?
Where?
I know, I was
Which
doing
floor?
5 or 3. I was doing renovation to the house and I knocked down a wall. I told the guys, I knocked down this wall. Whatever. So Moshe is calling me he came to see the job. He's calling me at 5:30, 6
Oh, the
o'clock.
one next to the
He
kitchen?
told me,
The
yeah.
big beam? You took
No,
it
it
out?
wasn't a beam. It was a wall.
No, but it was holding the...
What's the
No,
support?
after. You saw it after. So he told me, Ariel, the roof is falling. I'm like, amazing, thank you. You know, he's over making jokes. Something is flying. Wow, okay, thank you. אבל לא, אני רציני. I'm like, okay. תקוע? תראה לי. You show me FaceTime. and I see like,
Why?
שמה ישראל? השם אחד. So you need to support it. How do you support it? You go to Home Depot, you buy those things. Don't ask what we've been through. So this is what, if it's happened on Shabbat.
Okay, never mind.
If it's happened on Shabbat, וכן קורה שנשברה, סומכים אותה בספסל, you can support it with a bench, או בארוכות המיטה, one of the long pieces of
Bed frame?
Wait, what do
the
you mean
bed
a bench?
frame, you can support it with a bed, support the Quran, the beam with a bed frame.
A bench?
A bench, כן, bench, it's not bench,
Put it upside
ספסל.
down.
It's upside down, כן, כן.
Wow.
So you see, you're allowed to move. This is not something common that Korah breaks. Nobody משוגע to take out a wall like me. And usually it doesn't break by itself, נכון? It's not common, how come it's מותר? תגמור אין צור, בקשור אחד איתי, between about new beams. דאבידי דפאקי, it's coming for it to break. Our beams now are treated, by the way,
Okay.
with chemicals and everything. But usually a regular beam that was cut to raw from the wood like they used to be, it could have popped up. So it's something common and therefore it's מותר. Fifth question, נותנים כלי תחת הדלף בשבת. If you have a leak in the house of Shabbat, you're allowed to put a bucket under it to receive the
Was it
the
delef?
water. Huh?
Delef?
Dripping water. Now, delef is something dirty, you're not going to use it.
What does that word mean?
דולף, נופל, נוטף, dripping.
Ah.
So נוטלים כלי תחת הדלף בשבת, כמו אין צורנו, בבת אחד איתי, בתוך כלומר, new houses. דשכיחי דדלפית, it's common for it to drip, to leak. So everything is common.
Back then, I feel like the older it was, the more valuable. The new
So far, that was the opinion of
Don't buy new,
Chizde.
buy used.
Buy used, exactly. You don't buy new. Everything's more valuable when it's old.
That's why you don't have
Oh, is that
lemon
why they-
law on a used car. Huh?
So wait, the Gemara says never to build a house?
כמו אז כל הצג בעניין מתמסכן, כן, זה משהו אחר. So we have, so far we brought the opinion of רב חיסדא. רב חיסדא עוד אין כלי ניטל אלא לצורך דבר הניטל. You don't carry only for something you're allowed to carry. We ask all those 5 questions and we answer each one of them, it's common, because רבי עוד, anything common, it's מותר. That's one way. Now second way. רב יוסף אמר, היינו תימא דרב חיסדא. The reason of רב חיסדא, it's way different. משום דקה מבטל כלי מהיכנו. You are changing, you nullifying the כלי
Yeah.
from his designation, because before it was מותר, now it's אסור. So what's Rav Chizda said? Rav Chizda said, even though you're not allowed to receive an egg on a plate, you are allowed to cover.
To protect.
So what's the difference? So according to him, it's very simple. Receive an egg, you cannot use the plate anymore because you have an issur on it. Putting it
Change it.
on top,
To change its usage.
you don't know, you no. You have a kli mechano. You're changing its use, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes asur. You have something asur on the plate. But putting on top, you have nothing on the plate, you're allowed to take it off.
So,
So-
according to this opinion, even something that's not common, you'll be
Has
able to
nothing to
put
do
on
with
top.
common, has nothing to do. The first opinion, which is Rabbah, he explained Rav Chizda, between common and
Not common.
common. But the way Rav Yosef explained, it has nothing to common or not common. If you mevatel, asur. If you're not mevatel, mutar. So when you're putting it under it, you are mevatel because you cannot use it anymore. If you're putting it on top, you are not mevatel.
So it's Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef explaining Rav Chizda?
Rabbi and Rav Yosef explained Rav Chizda, yes. So according to this explanation of Rav Chizda, let's see the other question. So let's see the answer. Rav Yosef אמר, היינו תימא דרב חיסדא, the reason of Rav Chizda. משום דקה מבטל כלי מהיכנו. Before it was ready, and now you're making it into a מוקצה. So receiving an egg is not allowed. Covering an egg, it's allowed. הייתי ואביי asked our question. חבית של תבל שנשברה, a barrel of tevel. Now all the questions that we ask on Abaye. חבית של תבל שנשברה, we ask on Rav Yosef. Right. חבית של תבל שנשברה, a barrel of tevel that broke. מביא כלי אחר, bring another כלי, הוא מניח את התה and put it under to receive the dripping wine which is tevel, not allowed to use. So according to him, how can you allow to receive the wine? This wine is muktzeh, it's tevel. So how come you allowed to use it? אמר לי, לא, tevel מוכן הוא אצל שבת, שאם עבר ותקנו מתוקן. He hold tevel, it's not muktzeh. Because he hold, there is a way. Yeah, because even though you're not allowed to do maaser on Shabbat, if somebody b'shogeg, by mistake, gave maaser on Shabbat, it's maaser and you're allowed to eat it. So it says, that's why, by default, it's not considered as an isur. Since there is a way to use it on Shabbat, so it's not considered something that so you're allowed to carry. Since you're allowed to carry, you're allowed to put the plate. Abai asked, how can you put a kli under the tevel wine? Tevel wine, it's asur to use on Shabbat. The answer is no, mutar to use on Shabbat. Because in case somebody gave maaser, you're allowed to drink it. So it's not something asur. He thought it's something asur, that's the question. Right, he said. Therefore, it's not asur. Second question, נותנים כלי תחת הנר. You're allowed to put a kli under the candle. לקבל ניצוצות, to receive the sparks. How can you receive the sparks? This is something you're not allowed to carry. אמר רבון הברית הרב יהושע, ניצוצות אין בהם ממש. Sparks are nothing.
What is ניצוצות? What is
Sparks.
Sparks?
כן?
Okay, but when the sparks come out, they're
That's the answer. אמר רבון הברית הרב יהושע, ניצוצות אין בהם ממש. Sparks has no substance on it. So therefore it's okay, because the plate doesn't become asur from sparks. So yeah, can you give a plate full of sparks? No, right? וכן קורה שנשברה. Third question, a beam that broke. סומכים אותה בספסל או בארוכות המיטה. You're allowed to support it with a beam. This is when you to support the beam with a bench or the bed. And here, you're holding it. Then you shouldn't allow to carry it because you're holding something muktzeh. So the Rafi, we're talking about you putting it loose. The Ibai shakile. If you want, you can take it off. So he's not putting it mamash hard to hold it. He said that he start cracking, and this is where he put it. In case he's going to do more, then it's going to. So, but meanwhile, it's loose. So he didn't mevatel it. You can take it off, huh?
But if you
He's asking them, how can, he said, Rav Yosef said, you're not allowed to put kli for something that it's asur. So how can you put the bed under the korah? Korah it's a beam it's a material. You're not allowed to use it on Shabbat. So if the bed holding the beam, you're not allowed to carry the bed. The answer, no, it's not really holding the beam, it's just loose. So if it's loose, it's allowed to carry, you're not holding it.
if it takes it out, then the roof falls.
No, that is not going to fall yet. It start breaking and just putting it for in case. So right now it's not really, it's still loose. Since it's still loose, it's not really
He
holding
didn't
it.
fully mevatel it to the wall. He didn't fully.
Yeah, it's not funny.
But he knows that it'll eventually.
Yeah, but when he did it, it's fine.
So it's the same thing with the
אתה
net.
שואל טוב, נשים את זה בצד, זה שאלה גם. Next one. נותנים כלי תחת הדלף בשבת. You're allowed to put a kli under the dripping water from the roof on Shabbat. How can you do it? The Gemara says no, but delef haro, you're talking about the water that's dripping, it's not dirty, it's clean. So if it's clean, you can use it. So it's mutar to put the bucket under the dripping ceiling.
Why is that enough committed? I don't understand.
If it's dirty, then you are mevatel the kli. Can use it. It's muktzeh.
You pour it out and you use the kli again.
No, but you're putting the kli to receive
Dirty water.
the dirty water.
So if you're putting the kli in it's clean water, you can use the water inside the kli. So
You
it's
can use the
it's
water
over.
itself yourself.
Yeah. So then it's finding that it's mutar.
You know,
That's
it's
enough
not
committed
that
if you're
water.
being mevatel the kli. So even with
No,
dirty
no,
water,
all
you're not being
discussion-
mevatel the kli.
No, but yeah, mevatel the kli because if it's dirty, it's muktzeh water. Then you're not allowed to use the kli.
Just pour the water out.
And then receive the
If it's muktzeh, you're not allowed to. אם זה מסריח, זה כמו זבל, אסור.
Rabbi, in a
You can't
hypothetical
throw out
world,
garbage on
Huh?
Shabbat. You can't throw out garbage on
Garbage is
Shabbat.
different reason why mutar. We'll get to it.
if you had a sheretz and the water dripped on top of it and you're collecting the water without knowing it's tameh, now. I can go down this rabbit hole.
But
I can open up all these
If it's tameh, you're
loopholes.
allowed to drink tameh water.
You're allowed to?
If somebody is tameh, you're tameh. Me too. Okay.
Uh,
כופין את הסל, fifth one. כופים את הסל לפני האפרוחים שיעלו וירדו. You're allowed to put a סל, איך אומרים סל? basket in front of the chicken, so they can climb up to the next level, I don't know, the chicken coop maybe, for them to jump on it and to have a step up. So you see, and now chicken it אסור on שבת, נכון? הגמרא answer לא, כסבר, מותר לטלטלו. He hold, you're allowed to carry a basket for, even if you put a basket chicken, יש לך אותו, מה? Okay, even if you put a basket for a chicken, even if you put a basket for a chicken, you're allowed to carry it. למה? Because you don't have chicken on it. לא. Chicken not allowed to be carried on Shabbat. Any animal not allowed to be carried on Shabbat. מוקצה. A dog is a מוקצה, כן? איפה רפאל? A dog is a מוקצה, כן. Your dog is a little bit lenient.
Somebody
How you want your dog on Shabbat?
Yeah, if you have no responsibility for the dog, you shouldn't play it.
Can you pet it?
יכול לתת לו בעיטה.
לא, גם זה אסור.
לא, למחמת
בשינוי, תן לו ככה.
מקסימום ככה.
רגע, מותר לתת לו אוכל, אבל לא.
אוכל כן, כי מזונותיו אליך. So somebody who needs to feed the dog, somehow it's not מוקצה. But petting, playing, אסור. You can pet it if you don't move the dog.
Even if you own it?
Why?
מוקצה that you don't move, you're allowed to.
Why?
Animal has no use on Shabbat.
But again, no use. But I'm not lifting him up. I'm not like.
If you don't lift them up, it's fine. But if you move it, you don't move muktzeh on
Oh,
Shabbat.
so you can't
If you're
play-
petting, go. I see people like, מסורות נפש. If you do that, then you're not allowed to. You're moving everything, you know.
So you can play with him, but you can't pick him up.
So about walking.
No, but you cannot move him.
Oh, you can't move him at all.
Yeah, because muktzeh, you're not allowed to move on Shabbat.
If let's say he's sleeping, you can put him while he's sleeping?
Yeah, very good, very good.
So
כן,
what
עשה לו
about-
מסאז'. לא,
so
מסאז'
definitely-
לא, כי אתה מזיז אותו,
So definitely not walking it on Shabbat.
So walking with it, with dog, if you walk by itself, it's fine. You're not walking it.
If I put on a leash.
So at least, so if you're the owner of the dog, then you
Yeah.
have it. But if not, then
Only if you're the owner.
okay, man. There is another reason now.
He wears the leash.
I consider buying a dog for my
What?
house. One of my kids needed it, and then I realized I'm going to be Eved Ivri, you know, I'm going to be Eved Nanny because I realized I read a lot and I consult dogs' needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, they're like babies.
So I understood that so I said, if I don't walk the dog, my yellow, okay, you know.
You get a dog, then you become a dog.
Yeah, ממש.
Exactly.
כל הגמרא אומרת, מי שקונה עבד כקונה אדון, you know? So I realized that buying a dog, I would have to walk. So I was asking, if I'm not going to walk the dog, מה יהיה? מה, מרגיש לא נעים? He said, no, it's going to destroy things in the house.
And poop in
So,
the house.
Yeah. So it's צער בעלי חיים. צער בעלי חיים, that's something else. So if you know the dog suffer being at home,
And he does
he
stuff
doesn't like
about
his father.
He does
dog
stuff
suck
about
you. Therefore, don't buy a dog. Look, הנה, תראה, הוא עדיין עם הכלב. הוא לא פה.
כמו עם הכלב.
גזרנו עליו שהוא ימות, נכון?
Yo, man.
Rabbi said this year.
את הברכה שרבדים
הוא הביא לו, הוא הביא לו.
לא, הכלב ימות. אשתו לא רוצה את זה, he's getting married, אשתו doesn't want it, מה צריך כדבר בבית? His wife asked him, his future כלה, wife asked him, he said the dog is before you, as a joke. If you say that a joke, you have a problem. So that's what קיבל החייב מאיתנו. והתניא, אסור לטלטלו. Okay, so we said, okay, the bucket.
מה זה כסף מותר לטלטלו?
We said, so the question was, how can you put a basket for the chicken to jump on, then making it muktzeh? He says, no, it's not making it muktzeh. You're allowed to carry it.
You're allowed to carry what?
The basket.
Why would
If
it
a
be
chicken
making
goes
it?
inside?
No, jump on it. So תראה, well, let's see in a second.
למה?
לא, בוא נראה in a second. So he hold that it's מותר to carry it. תכף תראה. The Gemara asks, והתניא, but the Brisa says, אסור לטלטלו. The Brisa says, you're not allowed to carry it. אומרת הגמרא, בעודן עליו. While the chicken is on top of it, then you're not to smoke it. If it's not top of it,
שכוייח.
I want to prevent this shkoyach from you. The Gemara says, והתניא, but the Brisa said, אף על פי שאין עודן עליו אסור. The Brisa said, even if it's not on top of it, it's אסור. אומר אביי, בעודן עליו, אומר רבי אבאו, בעודן עליו, כל בין השמשות. We're talking about that during בין השמשות, it was on top of it. We have a rule for moktzeh. This is the most fundamental rule for moktzeh. Migodit katzai leben hashmashot. Since it was designated for ben hashmashot, it katzai lekule yoma. It was designated for the whole day. What's the finding? Moktzeh. It's ben hashmashot. You know ben hashmashot, okay?
So you're still allowed to?
Between sunset and stars.
Twilight.
So this, what?
I think they call it twilight, no?
Dusk.
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 Dusk. Okay.
Yeah.
Between sunset to dusk, that's the time of Bain, Hashmashot, in between.
You're allowed to designate.
No,
still.
so that makes the designation. So if anything after Ben Hashmashot,
After.
I'll give an example. So if you have a plate, let's say that's a classic. If you have a plate with a stone on it. So if you have it during Ben Hashmashot, you're not allowed to use the stone. Lama? If you have Ben Hashmashot, even if the stone was moved away, you're not allowed to use the plate. Because during Ben Hashmashot it was asur. But if after Ben Hashmashot your child put a stone on it, only while the stone on it, it's asur. After the stone off, it's mutar. Because what's defined muktzeh throughout Shabbat is the time of Ben Hashmashot. So therefore here the chicken. If the basket was placed and chickens were on it Ben Hashmashot, during Ben Hashmashot it was asur to move because you have something asur on it. So till the rest of the Shabbat it's asur, even if the chicken, it's not, it's off it. Biduk.
Right.
Now, if you're putting it on Shabbat, and the chicken jump on it, only while the chicken is on it, it's asur. If the chicken cross the other side of the road, cross the road, then you have no problem.
That's the second
It's,
opinion.
yeah.
Okay.
So if the basket was there Ben Hashmashot, then it would be okay the whole Shabbat.
No, if it's Ben Hashmashot and chicken on top of it, then it's a problem.
So,
Because this is what
but I
designates.
didn't get the key.
It's designated for hold the chicken.
Since the Ben Hashmashot was excluded because for the chicken, it was just for the chicken, then it's excluded used for something asur. Define it on something asur.
So only if there's no chicken on top of the basket, that's okay.
During Ben Hashmashot, then it's okay, or during Shabbat, as long as you don't have chicken now. If you have chicken now, asur.
עם
חזור.
האבן, איך אתה מסביר? האבן גם בין